We usually think we know what's in our food: flour, sugar, maybe some spices. But the truth is, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. From fish bladders in your gummy candy to crushed beetles in your red lipstick, the world of food ingredients is a lot stranger than you'd think. In this video, we're diving first into the strangest ingredients hiding in everyday dishes around the world. Let's take a closer look at what's really on the menu. Number 1. L-cysteine, human hair and duck feathers in bread. L-cysteine might not be a household name, but it plays a quiet essential role in many of the breads and baked goods we eat every day. It's an amino acid used by food manufacturers to improve dough texture, make kneading easier, and help bread rise faster. But what often surprises people is where L-cysteine has traditionally come from: human hair and duck feathers. Human hair and duck feathers are rich in keratin, a protein that contains high levels of L-cysteine. Through a chemical process involving acid hydrolysis, these materials are broken down to extract the amino acid in a purified form. The end product is chemically identical to any other L-cysteine, so it's not like strands of hair ending up in your bread. Still, the source understandably makes some consumers uncomfortable. Number 2. Carmine, crushed bugs in red food dye. Carmine is a natural red dye that's been used in foods, cosmetics, and textiles for centuries. What makes it stand out, literally and figuratively, is its origin. It comes from cochineal insects. These tiny bugs, native to Latin America, are harvested primarily for the carminic acid they produce. When processed, this acid becomes the bright red pigment known as carmine. The result is a rich, stable red color that's often used in products like yogurt, candy, fruit juices, ice cream, lipsticks, and even eyeshadow. It's especially valued for being more resistant to heat and light compared to some synthetic dyes. On ingredient lists, carmine might appear under names like cochineal extract or E120, which can make it easy to overlook unless you know what you're looking for. So while carmine is a traditional and effective dye, it's one that brings up questions of transparency, ethics, and dietary preferences. Something to keep in mind the next time you come across that perfectly pink snack. Number 3. Cellulose, wood pulp in cheese and ice cream. Cellulose, often labeled as cellulose powder on ingredient lists, is a common food additive derived from plant sources, most commonly wood pulp. That might sound strange at first, but it's not as unusual as it seems. Wood pulp is processed to extract pure cellulose, a natural fiber found in the cell walls of plants. This purified cellulose is then used in many food products, including shredded cheese and ice cream. In shredded cheese, cellulose plays an important functional role. Cheese has moisture and fat, and without something to keep it dry and separate, it would clump into a single mass. Cellulose acts like a drying agent and anti-caking agent, keeping the cheese loose and easy to sprinkle. In ice cream, cellulose is used to improve texture and consistency. It helps stabilize the mixture, giving the ice cream a smooth, creamy mouthfeel without needing to increase fat content. So while the source might raise eyebrows, cellulose is simply a plant-based additive that plays a behind-the-scenes role in improving the texture and quality of certain foods. Number 4. Castoreum, beaver butt goo in vanilla and raspberry flavoring. Castoreum is a natural substance that comes from the castor sacs of beavers, located near their tail, close to their anal glands. While that might sound a little off-putting, it's not quite as wild as it first seems. For centuries, Castoreum has been used in perfumes and flavorings because of its unique musky scent, often described as vanilla-like or slightly fruity, depending on how it's processed. In the world of food, Castoreum was historically used as a flavoring agent in vanilla, raspberry, and even strawberry products. Although it's technically considered safe by food authorities like the FDA, its use in food today is extremely rare. You can't just harvest it like a vanilla bean. You'd need to work with actual beavers, which is not exactly practical or ethical at scale. So while Castoreum has an interesting history and once played a role in food flavoring, it's mostly found today in the perfume industry, where its scent is valued for depth and complexity. Number 5. Gelatin, boiled animal bones in marshmallows and gummy bears. Gelatin is one of those ingredients that quietly hides in plain sight, especially in sweet treats like marshmallows and gummy bears. Most people don't think twice about what makes those candies soft, bouncy, or chewy, but the answer is gelatin, and it comes from a source that might surprise you. At its core, gelatin is made by boiling animal bones, skin, and connective tissue, usually from pigs or cows. Once it's added to food, it creates that signature stretchy or fluffy texture. In marshmallows, gelatin helps trap air in the sugar mixture, giving them their light pillowy feel. In gummy bears and other chewy candies, it gives structure and that satisfying elastic bite. It's also used in many other foods like Jell-O yogurt, and even some frosted cereals and desserts. While it's a common and long-used ingredient, not everyone is comfortable with where it comes from. Vegetarians, vegans, and certain religious groups often avoid it for ethical or dietary reasons. So next time you pop a gummy bear into your mouth or toast a marshmallow over a campfire, just know there's a bit of science and a bit of bone broth behind that texture. Number 6. Silicon dioxide, sand in taco seasoning and coffee creamer. Silicon dioxide might sound like something out of a science lab, but it's actually a pretty common ingredient in everyday food products like taco seasoning and coffee creamer. Also known as silica, and yes, chemically similar to what you'd find in sand, it plays a practical role in keeping things smooth and manageable. In these kinds of dry powdered foods, silicon dioxide works as an anti-caking agent. This compound helps keep powders free-flowing by preventing moisture from causing them to stick together. It's especially useful in products that sit on shelves for a while or go through temperature and humidity changes. Now, even though the idea of having a form of sand in your food might raise an eyebrow, the silicon dioxide used in food is highly purified and approved by regulatory bodies like the FDA. It's considered safe to eat in small amounts, and your body doesn't actually digest or absorb it, it just passes right through without causing harm. Number 7. Lanolin, sheep grease in chewing gum. Lanolin, also known as wool wax or sheep grease, might not be something you'd expect to find in chewing gum, but it's there, quietly playing a role. It's a natural waxy substance secreted by the sebaceous glands of sheep, helping to keep their wool water-resistant and soft. When sheep are sheared, lanolin is extracted from the wool and then refined and purified for various uses. In the world of gum, lanolin shows up as a softening agent. It helps keep gum chewy and smooth instead of hard and crumbly. Without it or similar ingredients, your favorite gum might end up feeling more like stale rubber than a satisfying treat. The version used in gum is highly processed and safe for consumption, far removed from its original state on a sheep's fleece. Outside of chewing gum, lanolin is more commonly found in skincare products because of its excellent moisturizing properties. Number 8. Sodium benzoate, explosive preservative in soft drinks and pickles. Sodium benzoate is a common food preservative that you'll find in a surprising number of products, especially in acidic foods like soft drinks, pickles, salad dressings, and even some fruit juices. It's the sodium salt of benzoic acid, and it's used mainly to prevent the growth of bacteria, yeast, and fungi. While sodium benzoate is considered safe in small amounts by food safety authorities around the world, it doesn't exactly have the cleanest reputation. That's because when it's combined with ascorbic acid, which is also often present in soft drinks, a chemical reaction can occur that produces benzene, a known carcinogen. Now, this reaction doesn't always happen, and when it does, the levels are usually low. But it's enough to make scientists and consumers keep a close eye on it. Another thing that gives sodium benzoate a bit of a reputation is its link to hyperactivity in children. Some studies have suggested that it might contribute to increased hyperactivity when consumed along with certain artificial food colorings. In industrial settings, sodium benzoate can be used in the production of explosives. It's not dangerous in the tiny amounts used in food, but the fact that something in your soda could also be involved in making fireworks is definitely eye-opening. Number 9. Ammonium sulfate, fertilizer in bread. In the food industry, it's used as a dough conditioner, more specifically as a yeast nutrient in commercial baking. While its primary use is as a fertilizer, thanks to its high nitrogen content, in bread, ammonium sulfate serves a different purpose. When added to dough, it provides nitrogen that helps yeast grow more efficiently. This results in a better rise, improved texture, and a more consistent final product. Even though the idea of a fertilizer being added to food might raise a few eyebrows, ammonium sulfate is considered safe for consumption in small amounts by food safety authorities like the FDA and EFSA. It's not something that affects the flavor of bread or leaves behind any trace that you'd notice when eating it. Number 10. Sodium bisulfite, toilet cleaner and preservative in wine and fries. Sodium bisulfite is a chemical compound with a wide range of uses, especially in cleaning and food preservation. In toilet cleaners, it's valued for its ability to disinfect and remove stains, thanks to its powerful cleaning properties. In winemaking, it's used to stop unwanted fermentation and spoilage, preserving the wine's quality and flavor. It also helps prevent oxidation, which can lead to off flavors and discoloration in the final product. Similarly, sodium bisulfite is used in the food industry to keep fruits, vegetables, and processed foods like French fries from browning or spoiling. This allows food to stay visually appealing and fresh for longer periods of time. So while it may raise an eyebrow to see the same name on a toilet cleaner label and a list of food ingredients, it's all about dosage, purpose, and context. In small, food-safe amounts, it's a preservative. In larger, industrial-strength amounts, it's a cleaner. Different environments, different rules, but the same core compound doing very different jobs. Thanks for watching, and stay safe and healthy.